knock it down, singing louder than the crowd. Listen the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never look down, love, not when we shine so bright. The sun is getting warmer, but when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border. But when we're floating up like helium, sip me up like lemonade. We both know it's bittersweet. The sorrowness will bite your tongue. No one is forever young. No. Listen the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never look down, love, not when we shine so bright. I know the sun is getting warmer, but when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border. But when we're floating up like helium, funny how the story goes. Little hope, a bigger.
Good morning, friends. My name is Vijay Bose. Welcome to the premier Let's Connect show on KONNECTiN. First of all, we'd like to give a big shout out to everybody who is able to join us this morning. In today's live show, we'd like to introduce our channel to you and talk about its vision, target audience, and the most interesting part of today's show is going to be about sharing a slideshow of our studio. Before we get to our business, let's run a quick introduction video. To talk about our vision, we needed a better clarity.
Time is running out. Come save. Death is creeping in.
To talk about our vision, we need a better clarity about why we are starting a new channel in the first place. Excuse me, we have a small glitch. Sorry about that. My phone just went off the track. To talk about our vision, we needed a better clarity and understanding about why we are starting a new channel in the first place. That understanding aligns with our interest at a deeper level. Our vision is simple. We wanted to make a connection with you. The feeling of inspiring you inspires us. By delivering on the promise of our vision, we wanted to become a resourceful channel for live content creators like us. If you have a message, if you have a skill, if you have a narrative, and would like to share your content with the rest of the world, and also like to level up your production quality, our channel may be useful to you. That's about our channel. Now let's get to the interesting part of our studio. This is a basement back in March 2020. That's about 4 months ago. So much clutter. And I'm the reason for this clutter. The passion for filmmaking. Actually, I accumulated a lot of equipments over time. This is again a basement, has a different angle. So many boxes. And you wouldn't believe that actually I worked in this basement for years. And I worked with a lot of clients and deliver a good quality product for my clients. Look at the mess. And this is a television that I bought back in 2014 and 15, but I hardly used it. So since I am responsible for this mess, I decided to fix this. So by early April 2020, we decided to clear up this mess. And now we started reclaiming the space that we originally used for keeping all my expensive equipments. You wouldn't believe that I also have a fully furnished bathroom, which I never used. I used it for storing my equipments. That is a stand-up desk from apexdesk.com. And this is a first official desk that I ever purchased in my life. And I'll have a separate show talking about how this desk works and all. It'll be an interesting one. That is called varipole. Varipole sits between your floor and the ceiling. And because of the high tension, you can mount anything on top of it. And you will see a slide that I'm using in this studio in a bit. So we started slowly building out our studio. The first thing we started with our background. And we also needed a sound treatment for the studio. So we shopped around and I found a quality one on Amazon. And in addition to giving that sound proof, this also gives a good three-dimensional look also. And we needed some background light, so we use nano panels for our background light. And this is the finished look of our basement. And see the difference. It's a big contrast between how we started in March and how we ended up building out in June in the span of 3 months. That is our cinema camera. It's a powerhouse cinema camera. You can even use the camera to shoot feature film. The artwork on the wall is also a sound treated acoustic panel. It's a fantastic one that I found on acousticmac.com. This is a different view of our recording station. It's again another view of my studio. That's the varipole that I mentioned a few minutes ago. See, I'm using that to mount an edge light that kind of give a nice separation between the foreground and the background. And the artwork next to that varipole is also an acoustic panel which I found on acousticmac.com. And that artwork is a fantastic looking piece. Plus, it also gives a sound proof. Look at our television now. I removed every clutter that I can from around the television. Now I'm using this television to project whenever I have a guest coming into our show remotely. And this television is actually located right behind my main camera, so that I can maintain an eye contact between the guest and me, and so that I don't have to actually look down and lose eye contact with my guest. Now coming to the most important area of our studio is a recording station. Now we use host of technologies and lots of hardware devices here that facilitate running a live show like this. And I'll have a separate show explaining how these different technologies and different devices work, and that's not the scope of today's live show. And that's about today's studio. And the last, I like to touch on a very important aspect about content creators like us. Now, we are starting out brand new and very small. We don't have many followers yet, and today is our launch. Our subscription count is probably around in 30s or 40s on YouTube, So it's very important that we should have some followers and we should make that connection. And we don't know whether you're going to be that connection or not. Are you a content creator? And are you looking to create a content through live shows? Then we like to make a connection with you, because we're going to be sharing lots of tips, tricks, secrets, everything that we learned from our experience through our channel. And that's going to be favoring live content creators like us and many others like you. If you are looking to create content for video on demand platform like YouTube and Facebook, and particularly YouTube, it's a very dynamic landscape, and it is by far the most vibrant video content sharing platform on earth. And because of the dynamic nature of YouTube, the changes very fast. Unless you keep up with those changes, it becomes very it becomes overwhelming for you to keep up with those changes. And we're going to be sharing a lot of the tips and tricks as to how to make your content viewable by many people. For example, content strategy, branding, analytics, and a host of things. You may not be a pet peeve. That may not be your forte. And if you're looking to have a hand holding, we can become that resource for you. So, if you are the one who's looking to create content through live shows, please hop over to our channel on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Also, hop over to our Facebook page and just follow us, because it's very important that you follow us on Facebook as well as on YouTube, so that when we go live on both places. So you have the flexibility to actually watch our shows either on YouTube or on Facebook. And now let's get to the most interesting part. Now, what really excites us to do live shows is the audience engagement. That means we can interact with you during this live show on a real-time basis. And that is the most interesting aspect that makes this show very lively. And thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Thank you, Shibu. And if you have any questions, we can use this time to answer your questions. Otherwise, we have this is the scope of today's live show. And if you have any questions, then I'm going to be hanging around for some more time, and I can answer your questions.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you've tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion.
If you don't have any questions, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I look forward to seeing you in our next video, in our next live show, face to face. Until then, goodbye.